Hi lollies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of ours. You guys are the real MVP. So guys, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys. We Arab or Palestinian people are finally realizing what people that looks like we have been trying to tell them for a very long time. You voted against Jane Orsi. Okay, you voted to actually stop Jane Orsi, but the thing is that you actually do not know what you voted for. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, why not just please share and let's dive into it.
You say all hell will be paid, that all hell must be paid if they don't release the hostages.
You know what that means, don't you? Well, do I have to define it for you? Look, all hell will break out. If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is.
Got to get done by the inaugural.
But when you say all hell will be
Before I
paid,
take office.
that all hell must be paid if they don't release the
You know what that
hostages.
means, don't you?
Well,
Do I have to define it for you? Look, all
No, I know
hell
you're not
will
gonna
break out.
telegraph
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Can you elaborate?
And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is.
I heard him loud and clear the first time he said it. Clearly, others didn't. So he's making it super clear now.
So Donald Trump has literally just done a press conference from Palm Beach in Florida, and his special envoy to the Middle East was there. Now, he was speaking about how the negotiations are going to try and get a ceasefire deal in Gaza, and he said they are looking positive, and hopefully by the time of Trump's inauguration, there should be a deal. Now, Donald Trump took the mic and he said that if there is not a deal by the time he is in the White House, then all hell will break loose in the Middle East, and it will not be good for Hamas or anyone. With this pressure coming from Donald Trump to get a deal done within less than 2 weeks, I mean, it does raise questions and concerns about whether there will be a viable ceasefire. Now, the ceasefire is not just about getting the hostages out, it's also about the Palestinian people, what they have gone through, and rebuilding Gaza. Is this going to be neglected just to try and keep Trump happy?
How about there will be no United States of America by 2026/27? Talk about hell. China and Russia will burn the 7 shades of shit out of you. Don't get too happy. You are the president that the United States of America is going to collapse.
Is Trump threatening to bomb Gaza? What is he talking about? So he said there's a possibility that he would use violence on Greenland and Mexico to get territory from them, I guess. He wants Panama. Canada, he's not going to use. He's going to use economic pressure to annex land from Canada. Like what?
15 million Democratic voters did not vote for either candidate for president in this election. That's the Gaza protest vote. It wasn't just Dearborn. It wasn't just Arab Americans. It was millions of lefty Democratic voters saying, but I can't vote for genocide. I don't want to vote for Trump. I refuse that, but I can't vote for genocide. And if you hear that and you say, but Donald Trump will, then you're completely missing the point. The Democratic Party needs a better position on Gaza then, well, that's what Netanyahu wanted to do. There are millions of Democrats holding your feet to the fire, holding the Democratic Party accountable for what it has done. And now the bill has come. We cannot blame our voters for the choice they made. We have to understand, how do we listen to them and how do we give them something that they need next time?
Let me get this straight. Leverage is all about having something that somebody else wants and being able to leverage that. What do the Palestinians have, or the people who were protesters for the Palestinians have to leverage? A vote? The 15 million you're talking about? Brother, their time to leverage was before this election. There is 2 years before another election will happen. And if Donald Trump, like we said to them, a non-vote will be a vote for Donald Trump, and that turned out to be true. That Donald Trump said he didn't care about this Palestinian shit. He'll have that war over in a day by giving Benjamin Netanyahu everything he wants, which means Benjamin Netanyahu is going to kill off the rest of their families and build hotels for Donald Trump over there. And you guys said, okay. Your leverage was at that point. But you didn't do it. You dropped the ball on the leverage. Your leverage would have been, we'll give you our vote, Kamala, if you agree to do this or that. They did not get to that point. And what happened, like us Democrats who were yelling at the top of our lungs, telling them that's what they got and we'll help them fight for it, they said, fuck off, black people, we got this. And blew up their leverage. And you're on here talking about Dems getting back 15 million votes, have to come up with some other game plan that's better than what they did, when the other team said fuck off. And you said, don't bring that up because you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. If Donald Trump's going to do what he said he was going to do, their family members won't be there to fight for. There'll be a hotel over their graves and people will be visiting it and having a good time, not knowing Meemaw is below the big ass piece of furniture in the foyer. So I'm not quite understanding the leverage. The leverage was before the election. Now there is none. 15 million votes. Do you understand these people won't remember they even did this in 2 years? That's how America elected a dude that threw a coup 4 years ago and they act like it never fucking happened. Do you really think in 2 years there'll be leverage over this shit? This country's stupider than I thought it was. Do you really believe that? We'll see in 2 years if we both make it. In 2 years, we'll see if this will be an issue. I'm almost certain it'll be a wrap. And I'm almost certain these people will be begging for black people's fight for them. And I'm almost certain that black people will say fuck off like they just did to us. Yeah. I could be wrong. But I'll see you in what, 2027? Yeah. What's up, everybody? Let's deal with this response right here from Teray. He said, you're missing it, brother. You keep on saying we're missing it. I promise you we're not. I promise you I've done the homework on history. I've done the homework on negotiations. I've done the homework on how black people have went from slavery to where we are now, to brilliance. I done did this homework, bro. What they're trying to do is accomplish what we did. It took us hundreds of years to do in an election cycle. And we've been telling them that ain't how it's going to work, baby. You got to listen to the people who have been through it. This right here ain't the way to do it. But you guys keep on saying, hey, fuck black people. You guys are at the bottom of the totem pole. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. We know this country more than anybody. We've had to navigate this bitch from the bottom to the top. And you want to tell us we don't know how to do this? Okay. Keep going. Then he says, Dems are currently supporting genocide of their people. You want them to overlook that and still vote Dems because what? I know you did that thing you do. Pretty funny. But, Ture, let's be serious, brother. You know the history of this country. Quit acting like it's pie in the sky. Black people, like I said earlier, have navigated this bitch from the rooter to the tutor. We know the pitfalls, and we know how to fucking negotiate. And the only way in this country to move from zero to hero is sacrifice. They want to sacrifice nothing and get something. Let's deal with some real world shit, not just pie in the sky theory, philosophy, bullshit that we are trying to go at each other. Let's deal with real life shit here. Okay, when Abraham Lincoln, leader of the Republican Party, actually put out a feeler to Frederick Douglass and his group of men who are abolitionists, that the North was getting tired and weary and was poised to possibly lose this Civil War thing. Abraham Lincoln thought, we got a crap ton of slaves that we can turn into soldiers that can help us win this war a lot quicker. But he realized they're not going to fight for free, and if you give them a gun, they're going to probably kill me. So let's see what we can do. So he brought in Frederick Douglass and his men who were abolitionists and said, if you can get these black people to fight alongside of us to win the war, we'll give you freedom. But in Liberia, not here. Frederick Douglass listened to that and said, fuck that. We're going to be free in the country that we helped build, not go over to another country and be treated like different types of immigrants. No, we can't do that. So Frederick Douglass left. His people left. Abraham Lincoln was like, what the fuck? How you going to negotiate? He ain't got nothing to stand on. Yeah, he does. Let you keep fighting this war and see how much you need him. Then Abraham Lincoln had to rethink the shit. Abraham Lincoln invited Frederick Douglass and his men back and said, okay, you win. Go tell the black people they can fight alongside of us. We'll let you free here. Frederick Douglass went back, told the men, they came, got loaded with a gun and went out to be able to kill white men, and we won the Civil War. Ture, when those black men came back, free men, were we not both women and men black under genocide by both sides? Did not the North and the South still put us at the end of a noose? But we made a deal with the lesser of two evils. So your argument here lies on deaf ears. Of course they should have made a deal with the group that was going to help them the most, even if both of them were going to promise genocide. Because one was going to work on it, the other one said, fuck it. Do you really think just stepping out of it was anything that was going to help your people? Do you understand now how you're missing the point, brother? The point is survival, not your grandstanding on a theory, on a feeling. Either thousands of your people die or all of them. There is nothing else on the table. So I would rather choose thousands than all. And that's what our ancestors did. They chose the lives of black men to fight for the freedom for us all. And our brothers got out there, fought, died, handled their business. And me and you are on this whack-ass app discussing because of it. Sacrifice is why we're free. They are going to get annihilated because they chose to say, fuck you, to sacrifice, give me all or nothing. And they got nothing. Their choices have not only destroyed their relationships with those who are already backing them up. Black people, some Latin people, white women. Have you not been checking this app? These same people, Palestinians in Gaza, are on here now talking about we can get back to the point at hand now. And they getting their asses lit up by black people, white people, Latin people. Fuck off. You just fucked America for what? You didn't get what you wanted, and you fucked everybody else for not getting what they needed. And now you want help from whom? The people that you did have any kind of camaraderie with, you said fuck off to. And now you got black women, white women who were down, Latin women who were down, Latin men who was down, Asian women who were down, Asian men who were down, and black men who were down, saying fuck off. You got the racist people to help you. And they said fuck off from the beginning. How on earth was this a good choice? Feelings over a strategy ends up where they are. Fucked.
Oh my God, I wish I could explain the shit show in the United States of America. We have a shit show happening, and to the world, I am sorry. I am sorry. I apologize. I wish I could. I tried to help, but nobody fucking listened. Yes, the US of A is owned and operated and is run by AIPAC, the Israeli lobbyist, and this buffoon, the orange buffoon, is now the new face of that fucked upness. And if you thought that Trump wasn't gonna go to war with anybody, bitch, like, wake up!
They gave them poisoned food. After months of not supplying sufficient aid for a starving population, they gave them poisoned food. For the first time in 4 months, Israel has allowed chicken into the south of Gaza, where merchants have immediately began reselling it for exorbitant prices. Families have paid upwards of $70, $80 for a chicken, just to then find out that it has been intentionally contaminated with listeria. Listeria being an invasive intestinal bacteria that can cause fevers, flu-like symptoms, seizures, headaches, confusion in perfectly healthy people, and which can be fatal to people who are immunocompromised or are dealing with other health conditions. It can also cause miscarriage, stillbirth, or premature birth in pregnant women. It's been reported that upwards of 20 people have already died in Gaza after consuming this contaminated meat. We've gone from deliberate starvation to outright poisoning, turning hunger into a deadly weapon. We've already watched Israel replace aid with explosives, sand, and now poisoned food. What crime against humanity is next?
Oh, and to all you motherfuckers that was talking about you didn't want to vote for her because of her stance on Gaza and the Israel-Palestine situation, Netanyahu just sent in his congratulations to Trump and said that he cannot wait to continue their friendship. So, good job.
Hey, maggots, what was it about you didn't want your kids to have to go off to war? That's why you were voting for Donald Trump.
Like, I am seriously so fed up with saying, I told you so, or we told you so, or this is just what you wanted, and that is it. Like, I don't understand how people can actually see the handwriting of the world, like, it's all written all over the world, the kind of person this person is, the kind of human being this person is, but because of the anti-blackness inside of you, you decided to accuse someone of something that you have been going through, maybe in your domain or your country or something. You just, you decided to accuse, and because of that, you launched a campaign for people to abandon a particular candidate, or because you feel that this person is responsible for whatsoever that is going all over your place of whatsoever. that one person who actually came out to speak out, to even talk against or trying to like, oh, we condemn whatsoever, because I can, really remember vividly during the course of this power problem, and when it was all, so hot, and the VP she came out and she was like, oh, there should be a ceasefire and all of that. These people will not point that out. They will not even talk about when she talked about what is happening in power, and she even called for a ceasefire. They wouldn't talk about that. They were all looking and pointing fingers, and they even ended up pointing fingers at people that looked like me, calling them the recolonizers. But these are the people who actually, most of them, turned their platform in order to speak, to advocate for you. They use their platforms as the voice of people of power. I would not forget most of those top creators. Some of them even lost it all. They lost it because of, how it is. Most of them left the watermelon whatsoever in their platform in order to show support. But all of a sudden, these people who were all out to advocate for you, to try to see if there is a way things might change for you, they become your enemy, all because they felt that voting this way will eventually help you, and also other people that might actually end up being in your shoes. No, you don't want. You just want everything to be about you. Note that when power people were all having these issues of GNOC and all of that, Congo people were also having the same problems, the same GNOC, the same even Sudan. But do you know what? The media never even made the one of Congo so popular. The media, they didn't even talk about it. People that looks like me, black people, never knew that something like that was still going on in Congo. But no, nobody talked about it. Everybody was so focused on what is happening in Pau. Everybody was focused on what is happening in Pau, forgetting that there is the same thing happening in Congo. But the advocacy from Pau was so all over the place. I am not disputing the fact that whatsoever that is going on here, there is so inhuman. But the same thing was still happening to people that looks like me. But immediately, people that looks like me, who has vividly supported power and every other thing, immediately they decided that, okay, let's do this way. In this way, it's going to also help whatsoever that is going on with every other minority or whatsoever. No, they become they became so offended because they thought that, I don't just know, like, I don't understand. They even goes as far as saying, if you're not voting for or if you're going to vote for VP, you are not invited into our community. You are telling people who has been of help in your community that they are not invited because they chose to do something that might benefit you. Not might, that will benefit you, benefit every other person, be it, big, small, or fat. Because they chose to make their own assignments, do their own research, and they realize that, okay, when we do the things this way, it might help, in some certain level. You guys became so offended by it. You told them not to get involved with whatsoever that is happening with you guys. You told them to mind their business. You decided to sabotage all of the vote that was supposed to help. But what did this lady, said after all said and done? She was like, oh, even if power people or Arab people voted for VP, she will still not even win the election. But forgetting that so many people did not even come out to vote because of the narratives that you guys have put out there on the social platforms. And the worst part is that those people putting out all of those things on social platforms, Those Arab people who are so filled in, especially in TikTok, they are not even the one that faces the Gen OC that is going out. I heard that the real people that is all out with the problems of Gen OC and PAL are all rallying out when they heard that the Orange Man won the election. They are the ones that wear the shoe, but these other ones, they don't care. They are all over the social platform, you know, scaring away or trying to disassociate themselves with people who actually have good intention to help them, because they know what being oppressed means. They have won the shoe. They know how it hurts. They know how to deal with it. If not for black people, black Americans, more specifically, most of all these Asian American, black American, what's it called, Indian American, whatsoever, they will not even smell US. I'm telling you, they knew the tactics. They know how to do the thing. You guys could have entrusted them because they know how it works. They have been there all their life. They were born and raised, their grandmother. They know this much more better than any other person can explain. You know? Like, seriously. And now, this person that you have voted in thinking that, oh, even before he becomes the, you know, he is going to make all of the WAR go, you know, stand to a still. He's all out saying that, oh my goodness. I don't just know anyways. Anyway, lovelies, don't just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please, do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. And if you not subscribe to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Like, and I will see you, lovelies. Lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you, lovelies.